So then another point on the road for Leeds United, a 1-1 draw against Aston Villa. Don Matteo and Michael Bridges in the studio here as it's going dark outside now and the end of the game. And we're a bit deflated really, but I guess that's credit to Leeds that we're in a position where we're disappointed getting a draw at Villa Park with a team who were third and flying in the league, because we'd put ourselves in a position to win it, but unfortunately that wasn't done at the end, Bridgie.
I'm sitting here feeling like it is a loss. Absolutely devastated to think that we're going to Villa Park. You get the 1-1 draw. Before the game, we would have taken a point, but seeing the performance, the way the lads were together, the opportunities, yes, I know Caldolo made some big saves, but just the actual goal where Villa got the equalizer, it's just messy, and it can be dealt with and should be dealt with, and it feels like a loss. But we're going to take the positive. It's another point on the road against a team that are obviously fighting for Champions League football. Yeah,
and in the wider context of things, that point is really valuable to Leeds, where we are, the teams around us. That point at the moment just puts another point on the board, says, for example, to West Ham, well, you've got a game to go now, and we've put another point on.
Yeah, listen, there is that little bit of disappointment. I think we all feel that, but let's be honest, like Bridgie said, we would have taken that at the start of the game. But listen, there was so much positive to take out of that again, some great performances. I think what we've seen again is the team. We play as a team, and we don't give up, and we have a good go. And I just feel like Bridgie said, I am a bit gutted as well, because when you're in that position, you're doing so well. We just felt like it was a moment where, when Abraham came on, it just changed slightly, didn't it? Because he's a bit more of a threat up top.
Ross Barkley as well.
Ross Barkley, the lads who came on for them made a difference. But disappointed. But I tell you what, like we said before the game, we would have taken the point.
Yeah, and we'll bring you reaction, of course, from Villa Park as soon as we can. Hoping to hear from the manager Daniel Farke, get his thoughts, and hopefully a Leeds player. They all went over to the fans at the end there, and it was the Leeds fans you could hear on the way out. In fact, if anything, you know, I know they got the
here all day.
Yeah, I know they got the late equaliser, Aston Villa, but their fans seemed pretty disgruntled throughout a lot of that, and our fans were having a nice time in the corner over there.
Absolutely. What's great, you know, the fans played their part, never stopped singing. The away travel, they realised the performance the lads had put in on the park. They are there, and I just thought it was a lovely bit at the end there. Everybody's gone over together. You could see the Leeds players were so gutted with the result, but actually when they went over towards the Leeds fans who were singing their praise and shouting, it put a smile back on the lads' face. You saw Daniel Farke go, look, this is what it's about. They recognise the performance that we have put in today on the park, so it was mutual respect. So on the road, 1 point at Villa, poor, well done.
The other thing, Dom, as well, is Leeds are turning into one of the hardest teams to beat in the Premier League. 2 defeats in 14. I mean, that's not, you know, the form of you'd normally expect from a team that's been promoted the year before. That is really incredible going.
And we're improving. Every time I watch us, there's improvement. And like you say, everyone wants to be in the team. I just think we've made massive strides over the last few months. You can see it. Everyone can see it. I don't think we've had enough credit. I know because we're sat where we're sat, but we're not far off, you know, being a little bit further up the table, obviously. But what I've just seen a difference in everything with Leeds at the moment. They just look so. Everyone looks happy. I mean, the manager's smiling, the players are happy. Yes, there's disappointment on that result today. Of course there is. But let's be honest. We are making good strides, and we're going in the right direction.
I wouldn't want to play against this Leeds United team.
Yeah.
You don't get many opportunities. I've seen Ollie Watkins, international footballer, limited today. Other matches where we're seeing the back three with that defensive unit with the 2 midfield screeners seems to be working so well. There's not a lot of space in around now. That defensive security that we've been given an opportunity to do with the wing backs and the attacking sense at the end of the field, I would hate to play against us, but I'd love to be playing in this team.
And I tell you what, we are doing better than most. We're pressing teams. You know, we're the away team. We're pressing them, and that's how we got our goal. You know, obviously the strike, but with the chances we got is from our pressing. Everyone was doing it, and when you're all doing it, it makes life a little bit easier as well. If one's pressing, you're struggling, but if 2, 3, 4 are all pressing together, it makes it really difficult for the opposition.
You mentioned the goal for Leeds. In fact, the 2 goals couldn't be more different, could they? So let's start with the moment of magic, put it that way, not the scruffy one at the end. That was the equaliser. Anton Stach. It's now 3 direct free kicks. First Leeds player in the Premier League to do that since Ian Hart's, former teammate of yours. And what a goal it was. I mean, there's free kicks, Bridgie, and then there's free kicks like this. How special was this one?
There's a lot of goal. Martinez has given Stach the opportunity because he thinks he's not going to take a shot from here. He's going to cross that ball into the area, and I'm going to be ready to pounce on it. Well, I'll tell you what, Anton Stach recognised the moment. He thought, you know what it is, I'm going to back the ability that I know I'm capable of doing. and you've just got to admire, because to be able to get bend as well as that pace on top of the ball against, for me, one of the world's best goalkeepers, World Cup winner, that angle there says everything you need to know. Take a bow, put that on the highlights reel. I can't wait to see, because what I love about Anton Stach, if you don't follow him on social media, get on him on his Instagram channel. He comes up with the most amazing reels. That's going to get replayed all around the world.
What?
Instagram or something?
Heard that one.
Insta Reels.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll explain to you later.
I'm too old for that.
He's got his BlackBerry with him.
But let's get back to it. What a finish. What a finish.
I mean, it is a great goal. You saw the reaction of the players, a few of them going over, kind of covering their mouth with their hands. They can't believe what they've seen there. And the fans in the corner, like we say, just enjoying their day with that moment.
Yeah, and like you say, he's a character, isn't he, as well? And I think the Leeds fans have really took to him, and like you said about social media, whatever that means, Bridgie. But yeah, it's like when he's come in, you get a player like him. He's got a bit about him. I love someone who's a bit of a character, a bit of, I'm not going to say a rogue, but he's got something about him. And then when you score a goal like that, these Leeds fans are going to love that. I mean, they'll be singing a song about that goal at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I mean, Bridgie's got a few songs as well, haven't you, lad?
Not for on air. Yeah. Right, we need to take a look at the equaliser in the 89th minute. Tammy Abraham, who came on, and as soon as he came on from the bench, Bridgie, you were like, you really rate him as a player. He's been international for England as well, and scored plenty of goals, and that physical presence, and in the end, it just undid Leeds, but in a bit of an untidy fashion.
It is. He's an intelligent footballer. He knows how to find space, and he knows where to be in the right place at the right time. He's got this instinct, and like you said, when you've got a physical presence, so the cross comes in. I see Conza there jumping. He just out jumps Joe Rodon. Not often you see that, but once the ball comes back in the area, I don't think he tries to put the knee into the top corner, but all he does is helps the ball on into a dangerous situation. He's got three players around him. And as a striker, you've got to say instinct, very, very good, but technical in quality of the goal, it's just scrappy. It can be stopped at source, and there's a defender here next to me can tell you exactly how to stop that.
Well, the thing is, obviously, Consa's got the run on him, and that's it, simple as that. And he was a little bit stronger, and he's got that little touch. And when you get that little touch, that's that danger sign. Then when that ball gets a touch, and obviously, to be fair, it's quite a lucky finish.
The higher jump on Joe because of the run.
Yeah, because he's flat and he's higher. He's already going up, so it's much harder to defend. And it's a great header by him, but I just think it could be avoided. But it was a great defensive header for them into the box, and Abraham's obviously put it away somehow. I don't even know what it come off in the end, but it was unlucky for us. But they had people in the right positions for that when that ball was coming in, delivered in. Could we have defended that better? Possibly, but. Listen, it's football, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Leeds head home with a really important point after that 1-1 draw. Let's head back to Villa Park and get the post-match thoughts of our commentary team. Brindlaw and Tony DeRigo.
Thanks, Rich. Yeah, it always finishes 1-1 in Birmingham, doesn't it? What can we take away from that? I mean, I think at full time, a little bit of a sense of disappointment, which has got to be a good thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, they're third in the table. They're going for Champions League, even talking about a title tilt. And we come here and give them a great game. And we knew we'd be suffering at times without the ball, which we did. But when we did get it, I thought we showed great quality. And I just look back at the Mecha chance as well, and that second goal, if it goes in, would have been different. But they showed great spirit, great, I suppose, organisation, and just will to get something from the game. So that team effort was brilliant.
I mean, if Villa equalise on 65 minutes, you go, OK, not a bad point. It's the timing of the equaliser that hurts, isn't it?
It is, because you're hanging on, and of course they made some changes. It made a difference to the game. They were certainly on top. They had more possession, but we still had some chances. We still, if we found a bit of quality, the right pass, the right ball, when Mitchell came on and played up with Calvert-Lewin, that combination worked really well, and there were still chances to be had, but we couldn't take one. So yeah, and as the longer it goes, you think, you know what, we might do this, and to be taken away was disappointing. And also I thought we were kind of fighting against the referee a little bit all game long. Nothing really went our way, so from that point of view it was frustrating as well.
We can reflect on a fabulous free kick though, can't we?
Anton Stach, I mean, just incredible, because where he was on the pitch, it was a long way out. Emi Martinez, his positioning actually was quite good. He wasn't a long way to the one side where you think, actually, I can put that in. Everyone's expecting it to go fast stick, and he just bends a fantastic, shot in. Only one thing in his mind, and that was to lace it. But the way that he got it up and down and into the top corner was fantastic.
And then, in general, in the second half was something, again, we've seen it before this season, but it was an effort in discipline and resilience and making your blocks and making your tackles and all the rest of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, stopping those crosses coming in, trying to go with your runner as well. But, eventually, we didn't put 5 players on. We had 1, and then Longstaff came on for a couple. And so physically it's demanding, chasing that ball all the time. But I thought they did, really well. I've got to be really careful as well. Bio got booked. Didn't want to get a second yellow. But everyone just, worked for each other. And that's what I think epitomises this team, in that they really are a team in every sense of the word, and I think that was a group effort to get that point.
We keep saying it every week. It's a frustration when you've been tantalisingly close to an extra 2 points, because an extra 2 points and that finishing line, well, that sort of theoretical finishing line is very much in sight, isn't it? It's just edged a little further away again now. But in terms of the way the team's playing, isn't that the encouragement here?
It is. I'm looking at the games where we've got really good chances, and that is the home games to come. I think there's a lot of good home games. Obviously, Man City will be difficult. We know that. But after that, you've got a lot of teams that you think, well, okay, we could really win those games. Away from home, I'm thinking, well, this one's going to be tough at Villa, but yet we come away with the point, and now we're talking about being disappointed. So we've come such a long way. It really is not too much difference between turning those 1s into 3s. And then suddenly we're scooting up the table. So steady as she goes. We have our point. We move on. But you've got to be certainly confident in the way that we're playing.
Well, we're hoping to hear from Ilya Gruev quite shortly. I suspect that Ilya is going to be taking his time to get here, because it was quite the shift he put in, wasn't it, this afternoon? But when he drags himself into the interview room, we'll have some reaction from the dressing room as well.
Yeah, I'll be back to Villa Park as soon as Ilya or anyone else makes their way over. Just talking about that second half, how difficult is it, Dom? Leeds were under a lot of pressure, obviously, and that's building and building and building, and eventually that's been breached, the defence, right near the end. But how hard is it when you're under that much pressure? You're trying to relieve it a little bit, you're trying to get an out ball, hold the ball up a bit further down the pitch. It must be exhausting.
Yeah, I think looking at the game as well, did we drop a little bit deep at times? Maybe, yeah, we did. And we've been so good at staying up high. And obviously we're playing up against a bit of pace as well. So sometimes when there's a few minutes to go as a defender, you just want to, don't concede. And when you're thinking that, they get that opportunity, and it's a sloppy goal. But it's mentally, as a defender, it's deflating because it's so late when it comes in. But it's that concentration levels that we know the Premier League is. If you haven't got that concentration level for that last second, then that's when it happens. And I just feel like that's one thing we've got so much better at, is the concentration levels in these moments. And I think today we looked a little bit tired towards the last 10 minutes, even though we were going forward at moments. But I just think tired legs sometimes cost you with the concentration mixed together. But overall, listen, let's be happy about that result.
I've got to give the viewers an idea of what it's like sitting alongside this incredible centre half when he's watching football, because all he kept saying second half, it was almost like we were his back line. I'm his right side centre half. He was going, get higher, push up. He was watching the game. Yeah, because you could see it unfolding, couldn't you? Yeah, and what was happening, they were too deep.
It is difficult. I've been in that position exactly like them lads, where you keep going back and back and back because you're trying to protect everything, and everyone goes back with you. But you've got to be brave, and we were brave for most of that game. And sometimes when you're not that brave, that's what happens. Yeah. But listen, I think the lads are working so well together. They're all on it together. They're playing as a team, and that's all we can ask for as a ex-player and a fan. The effort and the desire they're doing is making us all a bit proud, aren't we? Because the Premier League is a beast, and we're doing really well.
Old habits die hard.
Correct, mate. Correct.
If we were your centre-backs alongside you, we'd be in all sorts of trouble. Particularly me. Bridgie might get away with it, but you wouldn't want me trying to head a ball.
Sure about that, mate.
As soon as we get a reaction, we'll bring it to you. In the meantime, let's just dip into taking a look at a couple of opportunities that Leeds had. If Ilya comes, we'll dip straight out of that. But we did have some opportunities for all that pressure in the second half. Nemecha has a header. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has a moment as well. So let's take a look at this, and particularly a wonderful ball. And we've seen this time and time again from Jaden Bogle on the right-hand side. Bridgie, if you're a number 9, you're in a position in the box and one of these comes in, your eyes light up, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the delivery from Bogle to even see that pass past the players and to execute it, is good enough in itself. So you'll just see as the ball goes out wide here, Dominic Calvert-Lewin's inside the area, but Mecha makes a lovely run. He'd only just come on. That would have been his first touch of the game, I do believe. And Martinez, what he does so well, he makes himself big, because I like what Mecha's done when he's put the ball down towards the ground, but for me, it must find the back of the net, and that is job done, game over. And it was such a disappointment to see Martinez make that save. And we had big moments. I mean, on my list, I've got there's plenty of positives for us, because there were so many final third entries. There were so many moments that we got touches inside the opposition penalty area. The negative side is not making sure that we are clinical, or the final pass, the final finish was not executed. These are the things that you must take, especially in away matches.
Yeah, Dominic Calvert-Lewin with an opportunity. So Topa, I mean, from that position, he's just trying to get the shot away, isn't he? It didn't quite. It was interesting what you were saying about trying to push out a little bit, and then when you get those opportunities up the field, sometimes there were moments where actually we lost possession, but trying to make something happen, compared to that balance of actually just holding on to the ball maybe and relieving some pressure. And they try and go for it though, don't they?
They do go for it, and I think both teams towards the when they were one down, they're going for it and we're going for it. It was like everyone's cat and mouse. It was like cat and mouse type thing. But what I loved about our attitude again today was the players never give up now, never give up. And as a Leeds fan, I'm looking at that going, wow, these boys are at it. They want to do well. Like you say, I bet they're all gutted, all them players. That we didn't win that. Of course they are, because the last late goal. But the fans will be happy. Honestly, they will be happy. As people who played for the club, the fans will love what they're doing at the minute.
Just going to dip in there because we can head back to Villa Park. Jaden Bogle is chatting with Bryn and Tony. Let's see what he has to say.
Thanks. Yeah, we've got Jaden here. Jaden, so go on. How do you feel at the end of that one? Because it looked like a disappointed group walking off the pitch after a draw at Aston Villa.
Yeah, the immediate reaction was obviously frustration to concede so late. But yeah, when you sit back and look at it, it's a valuable point.
You had to put in some effort in that second half because the Hordes kept pouring forward, didn't they?
Yeah, we did. Sat a little bit deeper, but we've been good at that a lot of times this season. But yeah, it's still important, to get a bit higher up the pitch, put a bit more pressure on the ball, and hopefully avoid situations like that at the end.
I think at times you had to suffer, but even going forward at times on the counter, you look really dangerous, and we could have got another goal, couldn't we?
Yeah, of course. When you come to a place like this, at times you're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to be good against the ball, and then obviously take your chances when you get the chance on the counter attack. We had a few chances towards the end. Unfortunately, it didn't fall our way. But yeah, valuable point.
It was a great ball in as well for Mecha. You thought that could have been it?
Yeah, I did. I backed Lucas. I haven't seen it back, but I think it's a good save. I think he done everything he could. Maybe on another day it goes in the back of the net.
Have you seen Anton Stach clobber one in like that before?
No, I haven't, to be fair. He put in a top performance with and without the ball. His energy and then his quality for the goal is unbelievable.
Away from home, Leeds have become a very difficult side to beat. Another point on the board. Do you see that as being a big positive?
Yeah, every point you get in this league is a positive, especially coming to a place like this, how difficult it is. And how good they've been this season. So yeah, when you sit back and look at it, it's a very valuable point. But yeah, unfortunately, didn't get it through.
Well played anyway.
Cheers,
Thank you, Jay.
Yeah,
Cheers.
brilliant. Well played indeed. Good stuff.
He saw a little wry smile there from Jaden Bogle when he talked about that ball into Lucas Nemecha, but wasn't to be. But a great ball. And like I say, with Jaden, we've seen it so many times. And one of those players that is just taken to the Premier League. Of course, he played Premier League before as well, but has made that step up. And he's just, he's one of the first names on the team sheet, isn't he? Really,
And I've got to say, he's made me eat humble pie, easy for me to say. The first couple of matches, I was kind of thinking defensively when I first saw him at the club, I was thinking, what's he here for, what's he about? And then since he's settled in and found his home, he has gone, defensive unit being incredible, fitness levels through the roof, deliveries, and he's gone above and beyond expectation levels, and he's shown that he's a Premier League footballer, and he's been brilliant for this football club.
Yeah, and I think Bridges is right. And I think the one thing we probably could judge someone like Bogle is defensively, and he's got so much better at that. He's reading the situations better, he's getting into the right areas defensively, and I think that's the one thing as a defender, you've got to be able to read them situations. And by the way, he's been a breath of fresh air. I think
and he handled the tough time early on because he knows that he was his biggest critic to say, I hadn't been doing the job.
Yeah,
and handle that and go on and do it.
He's done excellent. He really has.
We tend to look at the fixtures in sort of blocks, don't we, really? So we'd looked at this block of Forest at home, here under the lights, which felt like a must win's the wrong phrase, but you know what I mean. We've got to go and win that game, don't we? And then it was going to be Chelsea away, then Villa away, and we've got this City game coming up at home as well. We're 3 into those, and we've taken 5 points. That's some going, that's... don't say it. Maybe it will be 8 by the time we get to next weekend, because we've got City at home, and why the heck not? It's going to be under the lights, and it's going to be a massive game, and they've got some pressure on them at the moment, but why the heck can't we go and get a result here?
I mean, as a player, Bridgie will say, these are the games you want to play in, at home, packed crowd, Ellen Road, atmosphere is going to be electric. City will bring their mob with them as always, but we know they've got threats. But like I said, I'm excited to come and watch that game next week, because these are the games you want to play. You want to test yourself against the best players, the best manager, and that's what you want to do. And I think it's such a great game because we're going in with form. I mean, you never know. We can turn them over. You never know.
And all the positives we talked about from today's game, Daniel Fort and his staff will be showing the players that again. Yeah. The big key moments, the press. See, we've done it against a top 4 team in Aston Villa. We're going to be at have the momentum going in to this game against Manchester City. Have the belief and have a go, boys.
Yeah. And how much is that? As much the frustration of conceding late, and we have conceded a lot of late goals. Like the stats bear that out. We have done. Yeah.
There's so many late goals because of the quality of players that are coming on the park nowadays. The information of 5 or 6 changes, 5 or 6. I wish I had 6. 4 or 5 changes. Yeah. You've got to understand the job of me coming on for Dom. What's his role and responsibilities at set plays? Some players lose focus and concentration. That's why there's so many late goals in this thing. It always happens.
Yeah, I guess the thing that I'm trying to establish is you get more confidence from remaining unbeaten than you do from, say, a series of late goals, which we have, conceded quite a few of those. But actually, on the flip side, it's the confidence they will take from this run of form where they're rarely getting beaten by teams.
No, we're not. And like you say, apart from Arsenal, we've been competitive in every single game. And by the way, that's no disrespect to, because Arsenal are the top side, but set pieces we struggled against Arsenal. It wasn't the quality of the play, it was the set pieces. Everything does.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I just think there's so much good things to talk about that obviously disappointed all of us. But for me, I just think going to this next game, Man City, why can't we go and get somewhere? Because like you say, the fans are going to be right up for this game. You know it's like, Bridgie. We all know it's going to be absolutely electric on Saturday afternoon.
The Arsenal one thing, it's so funny because they've drawn with Wolves and Forest. It's just such a weird one. It's just a strange one, isn't it? Sometimes you can't quite put your finger on it.
For them. They've got pressure on them. They're not used to it. They've been doing so well, top of the league flying. Pressure now kicks in.
And look, that's not our competition this season, but in terms of the pressure, what we're doing by adding a point on again today is putting pressure on those around us. In fact, Brighton have gone and won today. They were under a little bit of pressure. We were talking about, their run of form is horrendous coming into that. So to go and beat Brentford, who are a team in form. But those other teams around us now, they have to respond to what we've done. They will have seen that result, and probably maybe a lot of those supporters and maybe players might have looked at Leeds going to Villa and saying, well, it's probably going to be a Villa win.
Not the result, that's kind of, it's the manner in the result. It's it's not just that one game, it's the form that Leeds are in, it's the stats the observation in the analysis teams will be looking at Leeds and
hard to play against.
Very much so, and breaking it down will be, we're a threat. It's not like it's actually exciting to be watching this current group of players in this Premier League season.
We mentioned it's City, of course. It's actually 3 home games in a row now because the City followed quickly on the Tuesday by Sunderland, and then of course we've got the Cup game here. So just from a logistical point of view, they've been all over the place, away at Chelsea, away down in Birmingham, away down in Birmingham again for the Villa match. Nice to have this stretch now at home a bit easier, practically speaking, as well for the team and the squad and the movements.
Never say easier. Because every game is difficult.
Easier than going away 3 times.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I think we are so strong at home. And we've seen that, haven't we? We've seen how strong we are. And I think the fans at home have been so important to us as well. Just like the away fans tonight, this afternoon, they were absolutely outstanding. Like you said, Bridget, you could hear them straight away. Non-stop. And that's what we've got. But when it's at Ellen Road, it's even louder, it's noisier. Such a big game coming up. And like I said, everyone will be excited because we're going in with a real good chance of getting somewhere as well.
Yeah, we're hoping to hear from Daniel Farke. What do you think he's going to be thinking at this point? I mean, again, a point on the road is always a good thing. You would have thought that will be his message.
Yeah, definitely. He'll be hurting, no doubt about, because he'll be hurting for the fact he knows how much effort the players have put in out there for him. kind of almost executed the game plan to perfection. He'd be disappointed with the way we conceded the set play goal, but there's so many positives. He'd be so proud of that group of players. He'd be proud of the travelling fans, and he'd be looking ahead to see, as we, like I said to you, the analysis team, we'll be focusing so much on Manchester City, Sunderland in the next couple of matches, and giving them as much information as possible to show how dynamic this team is.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that City game as well, because obviously that second half against City, I mean, that was a game where we conceded really late in the end as well, and it was Phil Foden who got the goal, having brought it back to 2-2. But they'll probably have the confidence from having played them once this season, and yes, the first half didn't work, but the second half they really gave it a good go, that they'll be looking and thinking, well, we'll go and do that again.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said, I don't think City are firing on all cylinders this year at all. I know they're
still in all four comps.
No, I know they're still a great side, but what I'm saying is that I expected them to be a lot better than where they're at.
Yeah.
But yeah, listen, it's going to be a difficult game. They've got so much firepower up top, and Erling Haaland, is he a Leeds fan or is he a Man City fan? Let's be honest.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so it's just a big game, and it's one of those. You want to get a ticket for that kind of game, don't you? And I'm sure Alfie, his dad, will be there. But who will he be supporting as well?
I still think, yeah, exactly. Alfie, I taught Erland everything he knew in the players'
Correct.
rooms.
You can cheer at anything that happens in the game. You can cheer, can't you? It's the perfect. Sorry,
we've got to be scared. Obviously, what Dom's just said there, the presence and the power that they have going forward. I still think defensively there is a lot of mistakes in this defensive line.
There is.
They've had injuries, problems. They doesn't know what his best back line is. It's a team in transition as well. Yeah. Like you say, I've seen them in the past where they've had a team that have been there and won the title before. They're making a title challenge, but it's not the same team that have been there and done it. So he's finding out, Pep got about these players to hope they just come here and we, like I say, execute something differently. Get their mistakes at the back and see if we can keep this home form going. You
see, this is why you want to be watching Matchday Live. We've gone from disappointment at the end of this game to basically talking ourselves into a guaranteed 3 points next Saturday. That's the way we do it.
Let's watch a game with you, because you had me nervous.
I get stressed, man. It's stressful. It's stressful. It is stressful. I've got Dom still ushering us as a back three whilst we're trying to watch it. Okay, we haven't heard from Daniel Farke yet, so what we'll do is we'll get that reaction for you, and as soon as it comes, we'll pop it straight on the Leeds United website and on the app, and of course you'll be able to hear from Daniel Farke. In the meantime, we will leave it there for now. Leeds United have battled their way to a valuable point with one of, if not the goal of the season from Anton Stach. We'll be watching that back for many, many years to come. City up next. We'll bring you all the action here on LUTV.
Red Bull gives you wings.